A royal insider has leaked stunning claims. King Charles may have just confirmed what royal watchers have speculated for decades. If the rumors are true, his past decisions could be his biggest regret yet. Could this shocking confession rewrite history? The truth behind the palace walls is more surprising than you think. Behind the grand walls of Buckingham Palace, where history and tradition intertwine, King Charles is reportedly experiencing a moment of deep reflection. The weight of the crown may be on his head, but the past lingers in his mind. Insiders suggest that in private moments, he has admitted something many have suspected for years, something that could redefine how he is remembered. For decades, the public has speculated about Charles's greatest regrets. From his highly publicized marriage to Princess Diana to his long-standing relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles, his choices have shaped not only his own destiny, but also the course of the monarchy itself. Now, whispers from palace sources claim that the king is finally acknowledging a truth that could shift public perception. What has prompted this sudden moment of introspection? Is it the pressure of leading a monarchy facing modern challenges? Or is it something more personal, an acknowledgement of past mistakes that can never be undone? If these reports are true, this revelation could change everything. But what exactly is Charles admitting to, and why is he choosing to face it now? The world once watched in awe as a young Prince Charles married Diana Spencer in what seemed to be the perfect royal fairy tale. But behind the pageantry, things were far from perfect. Their marriage was filled with tension, and before long, cracks began to show. Diana, adored by millions, became a global icon, while Charles struggled with the expectations placed upon him. It wasn't just the pressure of being the future king. It was also the emotional burden of a marriage that, according to reports, was never built on true love. Insiders have long suggested that Charles felt torn between duty and his heart, a conflict that would ultimately lead to one of the most infamous royal scandals. His ongoing connection with Camilla Parker Bowles only made matters worse. Diana herself publicly acknowledged that their marriage was troubled, famously stating, "There were 3 of us in this marriage." The world sympathized with her, and Charles became the subject of harsh criticism. Now, reports suggest that in his private moments, the king is admitting that he didn't try hard enough. Could it be that Charles now sees his marriage to Diana differently? Has time changed his perspective on the value of what he had? Long before the world knew the full extent of Charles's struggles, one man reportedly saw it coming: Prince Philip. Known for his strong opinions and sharp advice, Philip was not one to stay silent when he saw trouble brewing. When it came to his son's marriage, he allegedly had a lot to say. Private letters between Philip and Diana, revealed after her passing, show that he sympathized with her struggles. While the Duke of Edinburgh was a firm believer in royal duty, he also recognized Diana's pain and the challenges within her marriage. But more notably, he is said to have warned Charles about the dangers of his actions, particularly his attachment to Camilla. Philip reportedly believed that Charles was jeopardizing not only his marriage, but also the stability of the monarchy. At the time, Charles may not have fully grasped the weight of those warnings. But now, years later, insiders claim he is looking back at his father's words with a new understanding. Did Charles underestimate the consequences of his decisions? And does he now see that Philip's warnings were more than just stern advice? They were predictions of a storm that would shake the royal family? But what about the fallout from those choices? How did they affect Charles's family? For King Charles, the consequences of his past choices have never truly faded. His decision to follow his heart, despite the warnings, created deep fractures, not just in his family, but in public perception. The fallout from his marriage and subsequent relationship with Camilla left lasting scars. The media frenzy, the public backlash, and the strained relationships with his sons are all reminders of a decision that changed everything. Now, as king, he is reportedly facing the full weight of what those choices have meant. Sources claim that Charles has privately admitted to struggling with these realizations. While he has built a life with Camilla, the damage from the past still lingers. Could it be that he is questioning whether the cost of his decisions was too great? And it's not just about Diana. The effects of his choices have shaped the dynamics within the royal family for decades, from tensions with Prince Harry to the pressure on Prince William to uphold the monarchy's future. The past continues to cast a long shadow over the present. And what about Camilla's growing influence? Is she making things worse? Camilla Parker Bowles has always been a controversial figure in the royal story. But now, as queen, her influence is more significant than ever. Insiders claim that Charles relies on her more than people realize. While she has stood by his side for years, some suggest that her presence has added strain to the already fragile family relationships. Whispers from the palace hint that Camilla has played a role in some of Charles's most difficult decisions, particularly concerning Prince Harry. Reports allege that Camilla's growing power may have contributed to the widening gap between Charles and his youngest son. If true, this would only add to the king's regrets. But it's not just about Harry. Prince William, the future king, is said to have his own complicated feelings about Camilla's role in the monarchy. As the next in line to the throne, how does he truly feel about his stepmother's influence? And what about his sons? How have they reacted to all of this? The rift between Prince William and Prince Harry has been well documented. But one thing that remains central to their divide is the legacy of their mother. Harry has been vocal about his feelings toward Camilla, going as far as to accuse her of manipulating public perception. Meanwhile, William, though more reserved, is said to feel the weight of his mother's legacy deeply. For Charles, this divide is reportedly one of his greatest regrets. His relationship with his sons has never fully healed, and now, as king, he faces the challenge of bringing them together, or risk watching the monarchy suffer further fractures. Could this divide impact the future of the monarchy? The challenges it faces are more complex than ever. This time, the threats aren't external forces. They're the lingering consequences of personal choices, fractured family relationships, and a shifting public perception that could redefine the monarchy's future. Charles's reign began at a time when the world was questioning the relevance of royal traditions. Unlike past monarchs, he faces a generation that no longer sees the institution as untouchable. The younger demographic, particularly in the UK, is increasingly skeptical about the need for a royal family. Polls have suggested a decline in royal favorability, and with Charles as king, he carries the responsibility of reversing that trend. But how can he convince the public of the monarchy's importance when his own family appears divided? The rift between Prince Harry and the rest of the royals has been a persistent headline, and it has done more damage than many realize. Harry's departure from royal life and his revelations in interviews and memoirs have painted an image of a monarchy that struggles with internal strife. His words have further fueled questions about the royal family's unity and purpose. Then there's the issue of succession. Prince William is widely seen as the future of the monarchy, but even he is facing growing challenges. His wife, Princess Catherine, remains one of the most beloved members of the royal family. But as Charles's reign continues, the expectations on William to modernize the institution will only intensify. Some believe that William may bring changes that Charles never dared to implement, potentially leading to a stark difference in leadership styles. At the same time, Camilla's rising influence in royal affairs continues to raise concerns. Reports suggest that she has an increasing say in decision-making, and some palace insiders worry that her assertive role could cause friction. Could Camilla's presence ultimately do more harm than good? As King Charles reflects on his reign, he must navigate these issues carefully. The monarchy is at a turning point. Will he be the leader who preserves its legacy, or will his past mistakes overshadow his ability to secure its future? If Charles is truly coming to terms with his past, what does that mean for the future of the monarchy? Can he repair the damage, or is it too late? What do you think? Has he finally realized the cost of his choices? Let us know in the comments below.